Cleveland, and everyone from everywhere else. Welcome to your 10-minute TA for Saturday, April 19th, 2025. Hope everyone's having a good weekend. Before we jump into the charts, please give me a like, give me a subscribe, follow, whatever it's called on whatever platform you are watching. I do post on multiples. But yes, now that you've had time to do that, I will give you a reward for liking the video. A cute otter dressed as a wizard. Oh, look at that cute guy. Could it get any cuter? No. All right, without further ado, let's dive into the charts. Turn this music down a bit. And yeah, okie dokie. So since yesterday, when did I make my video yesterday? It was right around the same time, 9:30 p.m. Last night, right around here. And I was saying I was feeling more bullish, that we wanted to see, that we were looking at the RSI the Stokes here on the 90-minute chart were in overbought territory. Oversold territory. And things were looking like they could go to the upside. I even said that. I was feeling a little more bullish on these lower time frames, and that we wanted to see 85 break as resistance, and we saw that over here on the 90-minute chart. That's a good thing, because that means that we actually started our daily candle here over 85. Now that gives us a chance to close over 85 as well, and that would flip 85 to support here on the daily. Now that doesn't mean that we're out of the woods completely. Now let me make things bigger, I guess. We just zoom in, I guess. You can see it. But yeah, you can see we're over 85 on the daily as an open, and barely, but we're there. Opened at 85.50. If we can close over it, great. That'll be freaking awesome, because that means that we're just, taking out these supports. 82 got flipped. 85, if that can get flipped, then hey, next stop is 90. Maybe we have some, resistances to get over. Namely, we just need to get over this high here, put in a higher high to really solidify our trend reversal. Let me make this bigger. Peep. To really solidify this trend reversal. See how the trend seems to be reversing, not getting as lower lows anymore. We got a flat low here, and we didn't get a higher high yet, but yeah, we were talking about this yesterday. Anyway, back to the 90-minute chart. We'll notice that the stochastics have come back down and do seem to be curling back to the upside. Now, if they found their bottom, and 85 seems to be holding pretty well here on the 90-minute chart. RSI holding up in bullish territory here over the 50, although it is under its signal line. So bearish momentum possible there. Our bull flag is still valid. However, let's redraw the downward, the resistance, or the support. The support here on the bottom of it. So this way, there we go. So as you can see, our bottoms are now kind of coming up. See, they started going down, then they were flat, and now bottoms are coming up. That actually is creating a ascending triangle. Ascending triangle would be from the base to the top, or at the base would be from the support to the resistance, form a base, bring that base to the breakout point, be somewhere around here, and we would get a move up to about 88.7, which would be enough to make that higher high that we were talking about from way back here. So yeah, hopefully that happens, and I mean, we could go even higher if the bull flag is the one that takes off, but at the moment we got two kind of bullish patterns here. We're gonna actually move that back, and then we're gonna clone it and move it over so we can keep that little thing there as well. All right, looking good here, still over the 200. Looking good. Let's take a quick peek at the 22-minute chart. 22-minute chart also looking bullish, still over the 200, bounced off of it. Stochastics pointing to the upside. RSI found a bottom, moved into bearish territory, found a bottom, came back up, and is now back in bullish territory, although teeter-tottering on that 50-yard line. 5-minute chart looking pretty good, actually, aside from the Stokes being overbought. But hey, if it can get stuck up here, that'd be great. Continue moving to the upside. Let's look at the 1 minute real quick. 1 minute saying the 5 might get stuck up there, 5-minute Stokes, with them being pointing to the upside like this. RSI starting to curl as well. Although this double top here doesn't bode well. We could see a move back down to about 85, the bottoms here. Staying over 85, it would take about next hour-ish, come back down to about 85. Maybe the Stokes would reset a little bit higher, RSI resets a little bit higher, or we just keep going. That'd be great. Or we come down to the 200 and bounce off the 200. That'd be great too. But yeah, I'm gonna move down to about 85.1. Possible the next hour. Then reversal. Although it'd be great to see this just continue up. I don't know that it will. We are seeing RSI under these Stokes. So yeah, next hour, double top plays out about here, then a bounce. If that comes down, that would put the 5 minute back, under its 200. So meh. Stokes would bring it down, but that'll bring down this one. Yeah, it could bring it down, but not under its 200 here on the 22 minute, and that might not even really affect the Stokes here. The Stokes might just keep playing to the upside. So we might see that play out and then see the Stokes reset here on the 5 minute chart, have the RSI reset too, although look at that RSI curling. What's the 1 minute doing right now? It's iffy. It wants to go up. Could be a bull flag, could be a double top. We'll see. All right, let's go back to the 90 minute. You know what we're thinking here. It looks kind of bullish. Let's take a look at the 6 hour chart now. 6 hour chart, still looking at the bear flag, still under this first resistance, upward trending resistance that we need to get over. We are over 85 though. We are still in a squeeze as well, so we'll see which way the squeeze comes out. We got this head and shoulders. I accidentally got rid of the shoulders because I wanted to turn it into a complex head and shoulders with multiple shoulders here. 1, 2, and then there's the head, and then here's multiple shoulders here as well. And there might even be another one forming right there. And so yeah, if that head and shoulders plays out, that plays out up to 94. If this bear flag plays out, well, you know where it's going, way down here to the low 70s. Let me just click this. I gotta switch back to my clicker. There we go. Click. No. There we go. 76. No, that's not where it's at. Come on, line. Where are you at? There you go. All the way down to about 68 and a half. We don't want to see it, but it's possible. 90 minutes looking kind of bullish though, so that could keep the 6 hour here pinned, the 6 hour Stokes here pinned and overbought, pushing it up out of the breaking out, to the upside from this squeeze. That's what we want to see happen, but we got to be ready for anything. It could go down, could go up though. We got bullish signal here, this head and shoulders, but we got the bearish signal with the bear flag. So 50-50 here on the 6 hour chart, whereas the 90 minute was more bullish. So we could even say a little more bullishness on the 6 hour chart because the lower time frames were a little more bullish. But still, the 90 minutes a little more bullish too because the 22 is a little more bullish. It's also starting to squeeze here on the 22 again. Last time it was squeezing, it broke out to the upside. That doesn't mean that it'll break out to the upside again. Could hope that it does, but it doesn't mean that it will. The 5 minute looking like keeps going. Let's see what the one's doing. It's holding up pretty well. This might be a bull flagging. Keep it moving to the upside. Hope so. Hope to see it. Is the 9 minutes still squeezing? Sort of. It's sort of still squeezing. It's not blue, but it is still in a squeeze. So we'll see which way it breaks out. I'm a little more bullish than bearish. Okay. There's the 90. Let's take a quick peek. I'm sorry. That was the 6 hour. There's a few more bearish signals with the Stoke being down here, but with the RSI being up here, bullish and bearish. I'll cancel those two signals out. So yeah, 50-50 here, but a little more bullish here on the 90, which makes me feel a little more bullish on the 6 hour. Daily, like I was saying earlier, we saw the daily candle open over 85, which excuse me, which allowed for, just putting in another song so it's not dead quiet behind me, but yeah, that allows us to, you know, flip that to support. Now how would we flip it to support? Well, for newbies here, you open and you close the candle over a resistance, it flips it to support. Same thing to the downside. If you open and close the candle under a support, you'd flip it to resistance. So we opened here 85, 50. If we can close over it, we flip it to support. That's a good first step in continuing this uptrend. Like we said here, we're seeing this downward trending wedge break out over it. That's a bullish signal. These usually break out back to where they came from. This bull flag that's still here, that's a bullish signal. It still says we can get to 115. And we had a bullish div here, so that's 3 bullish signals. Not having another higher high isn't a bearish signal, but being in overbought territory here is. But we are still in bullish territory here, but it's like teetering on the 50-yard line there. I call it the 50-yard line between bullish and bearish. It's the 50% on the RSI there. But we are over this. So like more bullishness here on the daily than bearishness too. So yeah, we're still pensive because of that bear flag on the 6 hour in general, but pensive because of the bear flag on the 6 hour. But there's a bunch of bullishness or bullish signals that are stacking up to tell us, hey, at the very least, we're going to be seeing a dead cat bounce coming. Why I say at the very least? Because if we get stalled out around 90 or even 94, we don't come up with a new higher high in this like long, bigger time frame. Like, let me go back to the daily, make it big again. If we don't put in a new higher high, as in like a new all-time high, and even more so than that, if we can only come up to like 94, like I said, or even 100 and bounce off there, we're putting in a lower high. And our trend then continues to be to the downside, despite having come up and broken some of these lows or these highs. The trend moves to the downside from this high to that next one. We'll see what happens though. Anything can happen in this market. Keep that in mind. Always practice good risk management. Never put in more money than you're willing to lose. Always like and subscribe. And thank you so much for watching. Music courteously provided by Luminist, Veloa, and Sax Squatch. You guys are awesome. Keep that ish up. And I will see you tomorrow. Much love.